Hello and welcome back to A Boring Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to The Boring Company. Thought I'd come back with another episode today, having a look at this article. Now, why are we looking at this particular article? Because there's lots and lots of little clippets of information in this particular article that I quite like. And the reason I like them is because it gives us a better picture of where The Boring Company is going in the future in terms of their vision for a system in Las Vegas, their vision for what the tunnel boring machines can achieve and how they're going to go forward moving people from A to B on the Las Vegas Convention Center loop. So, what is this article? This is the article from thetunnelingjournal.com. It's got a lot of quotes in here from Steve Davis and some very, very good quotes, hence why we are looking at it again. I have mentioned this article in the past. So, without further ado, let's go to our PowerPoint and have a look what was written. So, there's a lot of quotes, and I want to tell you what I think about these particular quotes in terms of what I think they mean. Essentially what's going to happen based on what Steve Davis is actually saying. Davis told a business group in Las Vegas that the company must first complete the Las Vegas Convention Center project on schedule by the end of the year. It also needs to deliver, he said, on the promise of using Teslas to move 4,400 people per hour within the company's loop system. Basically, what he's saying is there's pressure here, we need to deliver, and I basically think that we can do it. That's essentially what he's saying. I need to deliver. That is what he means by that statement. So, he said, Steve Davis, the tourism industry stakeholders will be ready to consummate ongoing talks about expanding the system from the airport to the Strip and into downtown. We're always in discussion with everyone who might be interested. And if it goes well, everything's teed up. Now, that is a critical statement because what he's saying there is we're already negotiating with all the casinos. We're already negotiating with the airports. We're already negotiating with the Raiders Stadium. And all these parties are all very, very interested in joining our system once we expand it. And also, we've kind of agreed, look, if we can expand it, this is what we're going to do. And do you want to be on board? And it sounds, based on that statement, like pretty much everyone wants to be a part of this. Because if they're not a part of this, that's going to be driving people away from their casinos to their competitors. So, in a way, he's kind of forcing all the casinos to say, yeah, we want to join up. We want to connect up to this system. And we want to bring more punters into our casinos, get our numbers up. And this is how we're going to do it. Here's another interesting one. And it goes over something that I've previously talked about in the past. Is in what vehicle is going to be used for the autonomous electric vehicle. The Boring Company's project will move people along two nearly 1 mile long one-way tunnels in Tesla's 16-passenger vehicle built off the Model X chassis. And Davis said the company looks at the convention center effort not as a one-time project, but the first of many, many projects. We're actually very impatient and anxious to expand quickly. To be frank, our focus is here. So, first of all, now we know pretty much 95% certain that the Model X is going to be used. They're going to use that skateboard. I don't know what they're going to drop on top of it, if it's going to be the same shell with maybe an open area with bench-style seats. We don't know, but according to this, it looks like they're going to try and ram as many people into that Model X chassis as possible. And it's a big, big vehicle, so that it's going to be quite easy. I'm unsure how they're going to get 16 people in there. I think maybe 10 to 12 people per vehicle is a bit more realistic. Also, Davis has said here, look, we want to focus our efforts here on Las Vegas. We've got a good regulatory system here where people are going to approve our projects quickly and support us, unlike Chicago and LA. In Las Vegas, they're going to have lots of support by all the people, all the stakeholders, and they're going to make sure that they basically prioritize Las Vegas or Nevada over all the other projects and work here to build up their understanding of the systems and the technology and build out here, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to do that. So their focus is here in Las Vegas. Here's another great quote. The convention center job offers a highly visible test on which the company's future hinges. Davis says, "We're going to build the loop at the convention center, and one of two things will happen. Either everyone will hate it and we'll go out of business, or everyone loves it and we expand." So basically saying, this is a do or die project. If we get it wrong, it ends the company. If we get it right, it's, to the moon. We've got so many opportunities off the back of this. If we get it right, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars potentially in new projects just in the state of Nevada, never mind the rest of the USA. So what really he's trying to say here is we've got to deliver. If we don't deliver, it's end of the game for the Boeing company. And that's true. It's a very, very visible project now. Everyone who talks about the Boeing company is talking about Las Vegas. It's got to succeed. Here's another great quote, which you can certainly get a lot of information from in terms of where they're going to in the future. If the Boeing company's footprint grows in Las Vegas, he expects Southern Nevada to become a research hub for the company. I have a feeling that at some point we end up here and with some huge swath of land in the desert, testing Boeing machines down Las Vegas Boulevard is super obvious north into the city of Las Vegas into the airport. Now, what he's saying is, look, we understand that there are a shortage of people working in this industry, in this area, and if we need to develop people to work in our tunnel boring machines or in our company, and to do that, we need to invest in a facility where we can test our TBMs, but we can also develop people. So it almost become a bit like a boring university or a boring college, somewhere you could go and learn the trade and specialize in a particular area, and then you've got a guaranteed job at the end of it. And that's a really, really great option, because the thing with tunneling is it's not horrendously hard to understand what you need to do. It's just that you need lots of experience to be able to do it. And there's a lot less tunneling going on compared to 100 years ago, far, far less. And the vast, vast majority of that tunneling is sort of industrial, so extracting resources. So to specialize in that area, they need some kind of facility in Southern Nevada where they can test the machines and develop their own people. And I personally think that is a really important thing, developing people and building your organization on the back of people you have trained yourself in your own systems and procedures. Steve Davis said Elon Musk wants to bring to tunneling the efficiencies of standardization and technology. He has applied to Tesla, the Gigafactory, and SpaceX, where Davis was once an executive. He said the Boeing company has a moonshot goal of being able to tunnel a mile a day, but right now it's like a mile every 6 weeks, if not every 6 bloody months. That's it. I was very surprised to read that. Very surprised. There's one thing having moonshot goals, but a mile a day is incredibly difficult to achieve. No one's even got close to that. Even potentially in a week, no one's got close to a mile. So to say doing it in a day, I think you kind of hurt yourself by putting out some kind of super difficult goal that will never be achieved. You should be aiming for a mile a week, really. I think that is a sensible first target. There's no reason why you can have a first target and a second target, say a mile a week, and then say, we want to do 2 miles per week, that kind of thing. But saying a mile per day is quite excessive. I like the idea of bringing standardization and technology from the rocket industry and from the manufacturing industry and what they've learned at Tesla, at the Gigafactories. But the end part of this statement is just wow, it's just unachievable, and and it kind of hurts us when people come out with these crazy numbers. It's too difficult a target. So why is 1 mile a day crazy? Well, 1 mile a day is 1,609.34 meters per day, or 67.05 meters per hour, or 1.12 meters per minute. So every minute of the day, 24 hours a day, you are doing 1.12 meters. That is, in my personal opinion, impossible. Even in the perfect geology with the perfect machine, I just don't think you could extract the spoil quick enough and supply the machine with the lining segments quickly enough to achieve 1.12 miles per minute. So that's basically almost one ring beam every minute. So you've got 9 concrete segments that you're going to have to install every single minute of every single day. So you're going to have to deliver 9 concrete segments to the face of, or near to the face of that machine every minute. And these are heavy segments. I just don't believe it is possible. I think you could get close to it, but I don't think a mile per day is possible. What can in my personal opinion, what can realistically be achieved? Well, I think the best way to go about hitting big targets is to use multiple machines. So one, let's assume that the Boring Company uses a minimum of 4 TBMs per project. That's a sensible number. There are other projects that have lots more TBMs, but 4 seems a sensible number. All those 4 machines can be launched from one launch pit as well, if so necessary. All 4 are proof rock machines and 3rd generation. So there's a lot of work that goes into building a proof rock machine. Obviously, we're currently in the Godot to limestone phase. So getting up to proof rock and then further improving that machine to a 3rd generation machine is going to take around 5 to 6 years. I believe one TBM, one proof rock 3rd generation TBM, can achieve 185 meters per day. I think that is a very sensible target. It might be possible to beat that, but I definitely think that is achievable with some work by the Boring Company on the machines to further improve their efficiencies. If you have 4 TBMs, that is 4 times 185, which is 740 meters per day, which is not far off half a mile per day. Then you do that 7 days in a week. That's 5,180 meters per week, or around 3.22 miles per week, which is absolutely brilliant. If you could keep that going for 4 or 5 months, you're getting well into 13, 14 miles worth of progress. I think that's the way to go. More machines, continually improve the machines, but focus on having multiple machines operating on the same stretch of tunnel, and then just joining them up in sort of a daisy chain manner. And that is how you hit your half a mile per day. Okay guys, that is the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of really good quotes there from Steve Davis. He obviously is making good progress at the Boring Company. We've seen very good progress over the past few weeks. I'm very happy with how things are going, and if you want to read this article, it is in the Tunneling Journal. There's a lot of other good articles on there as well. Okay guys, thank you for joining me. Remember, don't be boring. Hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye and take care.